It's ramp time!
That's right, and we're going to make this delicious bacon and ramp dumplings, or how I like to make them, pot stickers.
This is when we go out in the woods and forage for ramps. Now ramps are also called wild onions, wild leeks, wild garlic, but you don't find them everywhere in the United States. As you can see by this map, it is more on the eastern and southern side. So you people in the West will just have to see if they have them in a gourmet store or take a vacation here at ramp time. They can appear in the Appalachian area mid-March, but here near the Great Lakes, I live in Michigan, it's usually beginning to mid-April, and right now, tomorrow is May 1st, they are just starting to be in their prime here because we've had some weird weather. Now, if you'd like to go out and forage them, I have a video here that will tell you exactly what to look for because you want to be careful. They can look similar to the lilies of the valley, which actually are poisonous. So you want to make sure you really dig up the real ramp. I discovered my secret ramp patch in the woods near my home many years ago, and I'm very, very careful not to over-harvest. If you're a ramp lover, be sure to watch my ramp recipe playlist. I have anything from venison and ramp enchiladas that are so good to strawberry ramp jam. A lot of recipes, and today we're going to add a new one to the playlist. We are going to make bacon and ramp Asian dumplings. Doesn't that sound good? I mean, bacon, great. Ramps, fantastic. So together, I think this will be a very, very tasty recipe. Remember, if you don't have ramps, substitute leeks or green onions. It will be just fine and you'll still have a fantastic dumpling.
For our recipe, you're going to need dumpling wrappers or make the dough from scratch. For the filling, you want 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, 1/4 pound ramps, and you want to slice up the whites and roughly chop the greens. I figured it was about 8 to 10 ramps depending on the size of your bulbs. 1 cup roughly chopped fresh cabbage, 1/4 teaspoon kosher salt, 2 ounces bacon, roughly chopped, 2 ounces fatty ground pork, 1/3 teaspoon ginger paste, 2 teaspoons soy sauce, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon toasted sesame oil, and 1/2 tablespoon dry sherry. And for the dipping sauce, you'll need 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 2 tablespoons rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon sugar, and 1 teaspoon minced ginger, or in my case, I was using the ginger paste. And this has been adapted from a recipe on Serious Eats.
Now we just need a cup of cabbage. Okay. We're just cutting it up a little. We actually are going to put this through the food processor, so we're going to cut it up. Much smaller, so it doesn't really matter right now. Okay, and I gotta eat this part. I love raw cabbage, so crunchy. Okay, I'm gonna have more than a cup here, I think. Pretty good though. Yeah, not bad left over. Okay. eat it up. Now you're going to want a bowl. You're going to want to drain the cabbage. So you put the cabbage on. Then we're just using a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt.
So now we're just going to sweat this cabbage for about 30 minutes.
Now, I picked these yesterday because I knew it was going to be raining today. So what I do is put them in a bag, and can you see? I wrap them in a damp, well, a couple layers of damp paper towel. That seems to keep them fresher. But now it's time to clean them. Now you can see I left all the dirt on them. So, need to get dirt off. And I take off that thin, see it? That wrapper too. Okay. And make sure my leaves are done well too. Okay. Again, look at the dirt on that one. Now we are going to be cutting off this end. Be back when I have them done. So you want to identify, make sure you got the right plant. See at the bottom here? Yep, kind of looks like a green onion, doesn't it? And then it has a little bit of purplish right here. And then we have 3 leaves. And you want to make sure you get the right plant because lilies of the valley can look very similar, and lilies of the valley are poisonous. But you can also tell this because the smell. It smells rampy, kind of onion garlicky. Now, that root end here, we cut that off. Don't want that. And then we're just going to just slice these up. Okay, put them in a bowl. And now for our leaves, we got a little section here that I don't like. So I'm going to tear that part off. And the rest of it, it can just be rough cutting because we are going to put this in a food processor. So believe me, it's going to be chopped up more almost into a paste when we get done. But just do this with all of your ramps and then we'll be ready for the next step. I'm just going to put everything in this bowl before we put in the food processor. So here's our bacon. And for 2 ounces of bacon, it was about 2 slices of my bacon. Depends how thick your bacon is. And here's my 2 ounces of ground pork. And then I want just a little ginger paste. That's probably enough. And this is my stir-in paste. I love ginger. And then we're going to use our soy sauce. And we're going to want a 1/2 teaspoon. A little bit more. And we're going to want a teaspoon of sesame oil. I will just use this 1/2 teaspoon, just do 2 of them. There we go. And then you could use dry sherry if you want, or if you do have some rice wine like this, you can use this too. And we're doing a 1/2 tablespoon of that rice wine or dry sherry. Okay. And the only thing we have left to put in now is our sugar. And we want 1 teaspoon sugar. So again, using my half measurement, so need 2 of them. There we go. Now, I just think it's a good idea to mix it up a bit before you put it in your food processor. You don't have to. Be back when I'm done, and we'll be putting this in our food processor. We're just gonna pulse. And you're gonna want to scrape down the sides, but I'll be back when I'm done. I don't think you want to listen to this. Okay, can you see it? Now I'll take it out and put it in a bowl. To make these, I'm using something I got on Amazon. It is the dumpling maker, and if you're making your own dough, it has the various circles so you can cut out the right size. This is the size we use today, but it also has a smaller one, and you could make empanadas or pierogies with this too. And it comes with 2 of these, which is really helpful when you're putting the filling in the middle, and 1 of these, which I'm not even quite sure what this is for. But anyway, if you're interested, I got the link down below. Now, of course, you can make your own dough for this. Just go online and get a recipe. A lot of them are just using boiling water and flour. I mean, pretty easy and pretty cost effective. But I decided to use the little dumpling wraps that you can get at the Asian food store, or maybe even in your grocery store. Dumpling wrappers, here it is. You get it in the freezer section. You might find it in your grocery store. I got these, well, my husband got these in a Korean grocery store. We'll put a tablespoon of filling in the middle here. So I am just going to, the edges just a little with some water. And this will just help it stick. Now let's do it. There we go. Isn't that perfect? Let's make another one. Take our little brush, and you could use some egg white too if that's what you prefer. But water works just fine. You don't have to ruin an egg. And squish it hard. Open up. There you have it again. Perfect one. I'll be back when I'm done. There they are. I think it made 23 of them.
Now just put your dumplings in boiling water, and as soon as they pop up to the surface, time it for 2 minutes. And then into the frying pan.
And we're going to drain that. You just want to brown them a little bit on both sides. And I had 3 tablespoons of oil in here. Now let's dish them up. Well, that's easier said than done. There we go. Here they are, nice and crispy. Gonna let them cool just a minute and taste test time. So you want 2 tablespoons of soy, 2 tablespoons rice vinegar, 1, and this is a 1/2 tablespoon measurement. There we go. And it wants 1 teaspoon sugar. This is a 1/2 teaspoon measurement. There we go. And it wants 1 teaspoon minced ginger, so yeah, like I said, I love ginger. Now you're just going to mix this all up. Smoosh up your paste here, and you can use regular ginger too, and if you don't have that, you can even use ground ginger, or you can just dip in soy sauce, whatever you like, or teriyaki sauce. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, let's do our taste test. Still a little hot. Dip a little bit. Ramp taste does come through a little. This dipping sauce is also really good with it. This is really good. I gotta finish the whole thing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And remember, if you don't have ramps, use leeks instead. It'll still be a great recipe. And make sure you watch all the videos in this ramp playlist. Thank you.